Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your continued support. So there's this proposal by the government to, in a way, scrap the license fee. So as you know, at the moment you have a license fee and you pay it throughout the year. It's around 170 odd quid at the moment a year. And they're now thinking that there could be a different way of doing this. So they're planning on scrapping it, which is a lot of people want. However, their alternative is something which is actually probably a little bit worse, and that is to fund the BBC through taxation. So essentially adding it to, say, income tax or something like that, so that everybody has to pay it. You know, you can't avoid paying it, and that way the money goes to the BBC that way. And this has caused a little bit of controversy, and I can understand why. Personally, I don't think it's a good idea. I think that BBC should be subscription based, because I think that at the moment they're just not delivering the right thing that people want. You know, I think at the moment with the license fee, a lot of people now realise that if they're not using the product, if they're not watching live TV and things like this and other caveats that they've put in place, then they don't have to have a TV licence, and the numbers of people with licences are dropping. And I think this is one of the reasons why the Labour Party are considering this alternative option. But I think that I don't think it's a good idea, because you're essentially forcing people to pay for something that they're not going to use. And I feel that there's got to be a better solution to this. And there's a couple of reasons why I don't agree with it, especially. Firstly is that well, the BBC and themselves aren't keen on direct taxation, because they're then perceived to be a government-owned news outlet, rather than independent and unbiased, which of course we all know they're not unbiased and they're not independent, but this is what they like people to believe. And we also have the situation where if they fund the BBC through direct taxation and the government decides to increase the amount of money that the BBC gets, you have no choice but to pay that extra money. So at the moment, you know, if the licence fee goes up to 180 or 190 pounds a year, you could decide, well, that's it, I'm not going to watch BBC anymore, I'm not going to consume their products anymore, I'm not going to watch live TV anymore, I'm not going to have it, I can't afford it. Whereas if they go through direct taxation, you've got no choice, you have to do it, because it's part of what you're paying in your income tax, or however they decide to do it. And so it seems to me a bit of a backward step for me. It seems to be a way of enforcing having the BBC paid for by the population, without a reason for having it. You know, it's not necessarily going to improve the quality of the programming, because the BBC, I think, needs to be overhauled. So it's a bit of a bad situation, and I hope that it's something they don't ultimately go for. Obviously the BBC charter ends in 2027, so we're not going to get any changes until then anyway, but I'm hoping that they will go down a different route with some kind of subscription based service. And I think one of the reasons why they won't go down that is because they know that BBC won't get that many subscribers, because a lot of people just don't want to watch the BBC. So I think that you know, maybe this could be the end of the BBC in its current form. Anyway, let me know down in the comment section what you think about this. Are you happy, or would you be happy if the BBC was funded through taxation, or do you prefer the fact that you can have a TV licence that you can either have or not have? I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this content, and I will see you next time.